Hey guys, welcome back to Chat with Charlie. I believe this will be the first episode of season 2. So, it's been a long awaited one we've
Oh,
got.
sign off season two. Let's go.
So, my guy Ninja, we've known each other now for about 3 years, haven't we? It's got to be that
I
long.
believe we met in it was around November, December 2018, a lie.
Yeah, I think that's when we first started like speaking, and then I think I remember it would have been about March when I first actually met you in person in
So that
2019.
that would have been March 2019, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously everyone, big ups to Ninja So say hello. There we
Thank you.
go. But
I shout out to MDP and Mike GT because
yes.
we know each other through MDP, and we met one time whilst I was chilling at MDP's crib during the time with Mike GT, and you was there, and
Yeah.
I didn't recognize who you were for a minute because we've
Yeah.
been speaking on Instagram.
Yeah, that was sick to be fair. But that's like something I wanted to bring up because
That's Charlie J from Instagram.
because that's something I wanted to bring up though because I'm not sure if it was that time when I went up to Manny or it was the time after. Um but I remember everyone was always singing like "Whoa, Ninja's always bouncing" like wherever I went, and I think I go to shows like a lot of shows these days now. Things are open, and sometimes artists don't have that real life fan base. And what I've got to give to you is
uh,
you have a real life fan base. So like, yeah,
so for everyone, just for the context, because obviously nobody understands what that means. What Charlie's referring to is I have a song called "Ninja's Always Bouncing" featuring my boy Fonzie, and produced by Adine.
yeah,
He's me Fonzie boy, and yeah, basically the chorus of that goes, "Whoa, Ninja's always bouncing, when Ninja be missing the basket." Yeah, that's I find that song really interesting because like that was one of the few songs from my discography that I felt had at least a somewhat street influence in Manchester, to the point where people were actually
mm,
singing it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
online, it didn't go crazy. I think maybe Subtotal has ever been streamed less than 30,000 times, adding the whole YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud. But at least that it affected, maybe like 50 or so people in Manchester in a certain time period for them to be singing it. So yeah,
yeah.
I'm really proud of that.
That's actually rare because like I think down here in like South Wales where I am now, there's maybe only like two or three artists max that have that sort of effect on the city. I think like Mesa Great's definitely one of them. Like I remember I saw Mesa Great perform in where were we? We were in it's everyone who's in Wales. Excuse the pronunciation. People call it Welsh Club and not from Wales, but Club Iffelbach. I probably butchered that pronunciation. But when he performed like my side of the bridge and all these other tracks, everyone was like singing along to the choruses. Like, and there's not many artists that sort of have that sort of real life sort of presence and where people actually have like proper fans who know their stuff. So it's again, it is good to see, and I think part of it is like even when you're meeting me, like I mean I know sometimes it was a little bit like a business thing because but like both of us come from like, sort of like a sales sort of background, but I think that maybe helps as well because like you everyone who messages you reply back like straight like maybe not always straight away but you always give them like some sort of feedback back like someone's like oh yo Ninja like they might come on some fan energy you always reply to them so I think that might be part of why you cultivate that.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't do that anymore,
Yeah.
though I feel like for all the years that I did do it, people understand me as somebody who engages with their audience.
Mm.
Um, the only reason why I don't do that anymore is because I just can't.
Yeah.
Like sometimes what I like to do is I'll scroll down. I mean, I got hundreds of unread messages in my Instagram that just ended up stacking up. But
Mm.
like every now and again, when I really got downtime, like I did it recently where I went back to my 25th birthday post from June 2020. It had like over 108 comments or whatever, and I just started replying to like 30 people and just like like yeah, a year later, thank you, and then I would like go, I would then DM them, and then be like, hey, like I see you've been messing with me for a while. You said happy birthday to me last year. I see you've been liking and commenting. I'm not going back to you, but just let you know I really appreciate you or whatever. So yeah, and I feel like a really good example of that is our boy Dax. in America.
Yes.
Yo, Charlie, share to everyone what you commented on Dax's post and what he replied back to, because I feel like people need to know this.
Yeah, so I basically asked him because he's been putting out videos now. I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with Dax, but he started off as like, I think people call him a YouTube rapper, but I think he's got out of that now. I think he's probably just he's a fairly decent sized rapper from Canada, but he has all these music videos, and he's like, yes, right, throwback to 2016, my first music video, and he's putting out high quality music videos like every other month, every month. And I literally commented.
And he's an independent artist, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's an independent artist. So I commented, I'm like, how did he afford this? Thinking that maybe somebody else in the comments would respond. But he responded himself. And he's like, I worked as a janitor for all this time. I know there's a bit of a joke where he mentions it in his lyrics all the time about being a janitor. And he was saying
he always mentions being a janitor.
But he was mentioning how like he had like one person who used to do like one take videos on a camera because it cut out all the editing costs, and he'd spend like, I think it was like a couple hundred Canadian dollars on each video, but he'd like do one take videos with a high quality camera to make it look as professional as possible, and he just sort of rolled with that. And I thought that amount of detail, like there's people who are literally like on the scene with me, and if I asked them like how they've done something, they would not give me that like sort of insight. But the fact he gave me that insight where he's like I don't even know the guy, to be fair. Like he's got millions of followers now, but he still replied and he's like, we did one take videos.
Yeah,
like
he like doesn't know who you are. You know what I mean? Like this guy's internet famous, and I think that kind of like you know what? As soon as I saw that Dax comment, that's where I went to like all my a lot of Instagram posts from 18 months ago. I'm just replying back to people who I didn't hit back. They said happy birthday or congratulations or whatever. And I even went into my inbox and just scrolled down to like 60 weeks ago and be like, let me just bang out a few messages so people know. Like really, intention is everything. You know what I mean? And I think like for the most part, most people understand that I'm this like super busy person who's got my fingers in a lot of pies, way outside of music. Just in different businesses that I'm involved with, and just understand that okay, he's just on his hustle, so I'm just going to support over here. Just like I don't like, for example, like I'll just use the example of Wiley, a novelist, right?
Yeah.
I'm mad cool with Wiley now. I can publicly say I'm mad cool with Wiley. Like every single time I've been in IRL vicinity alongside the Godfather, which is now looking about a dozen times. Like I've named IRL about 12 times. He always acknowledged me. He's always had time to talk. Like last time I was with Wiley, I was with his kids, and he's just like, yeah, talk to my kids, talk to them about business. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out to Wiley kids because they're like a duo now. I don't know their names individually, which is bad, but I only met them once. And then like novelists, like me and Nov are cool. You know what I mean? Like I spent the whole of like Nov's called me on a how are you, how's your life? Sick. But there's been hit him up, he didn't reply for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? That's the way it goes. Yeah.
Now that's funny though you mentioned novelists, because I got in a Discord chat with Che Lingo, and there's literally there's like 20 people in that group chat, but he performed with Novelist at a festival a few weeks back. So that's weird. That's like some of these other connections, because I know we mentioned Mike GT earlier. Big ups to Mike GT. I don't really sort of.
No, he's doing his thing. He's been dropping some tunes. He's been doing a lot of streams. I actually saw him in Bristol not too long ago. I visited. He invited me to a party, so I pulled up. It was about 4 months ago. But Mike's my guy, man. Real sick guy.
But the guy who sung on my song "Need Some Time," Mystery, shout out Mystery. He's from Swindon, and he's got songs with Mike GT. And then,
for real?
Yeah, and then obviously Mike GT knows you. So I could have met you, in theory, through that route, rather than MDP. So there's loads of different ties. That's the thing. Yeah. Everything's connected. Everything's connected.
Do you know what it is? I think that's what's interesting, because like we connected through MDP. Mike was there. Then later on, you made a song with somebody who Mike knows, and then like obviously our relationship, like we're all adult relationships, ebbs and flows between like when we can communicate, when we don't communicate, when we're tapped in, when we're not tapped in, and I feel like now is a good time to re-tap in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie recently quit his job.
Yeah, there we go. That is true. Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, it wasn't. It's a weird one because I feel like when you make moves like that, when you go sort of, I suppose, up in the world and take a risk, different people react to it in different ways. So like, okay, cool. I'm able to financially support myself off of music. There's people then who they hear that statement. Again, that's an amazing statement. But there's people who hear that statement who've never really cared in the past. Who's suddenly like, oh, what you doing? Help me. I'm just like,
You know what it is? You know what it is? Like you can't take that personally because
exactly.
there's a reason why my line's more popping than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, think about this, right? Like my line's more popping now as in my direct line, like not likes and views and comments, my direct line, my direct email, my direct WhatsApp, the direct inquiries are popping now more than ever than compared to 2018, 2019 when I had way more clout.
Yeah.
When I was dropping it was 50K, 60K when I was doing my Indonesian tour. Like I've had a good the reason why I'm so relaxed about my rap career is because everyone who I see who's starving, like really wants it. I'm like, yo, y'all don't even have what I had.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can go get that back. Like, I got a don't flop cosign. Do you know what I mean? Like I went from dropping my first music video and single ever in February 2017. I was 21, nearly 22. And by the time I was 22, 4 months later, I'd already racked up 500,000 views. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I did it. So I have a piece of not I would say viral content, but a piece of content that done really well. It's basically a grind freestyle on an Indonesian hip hop platform called 16 Bars. And I just displayed, like a UK style where I did half of the grind freestyle in Indonesian, half of it in English.
Yeah.
Actually, just got picked up by Flop. Do you know what I mean? I got the cosign. I got respect from my city. Like I can't complain that from releasing my first song and within 4 months I had like somewhat of a name in my city and I made a ripple, you know what I mean, in the underground hip hop wave or whatever. By September, October, I flew out to Toronto. That was dope. Did some over there, you know what I mean? And then by March, April 2019, I was performing in Holland. Do you know what I mean?
Sick.
And then I had my viral moments. Like I hit licks like 100K, 60, 50K, like little brand endorsements, like free, like a lot of free invites to parties. But guess what? I wasn't complete in my life because my life wasn't moving in a in a social sense. It was moving well, but my foundation wasn't there. Like, why have I got all these songs? But like, where's my bread? Where's my money? Like, I'm 23.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need to start thinking about my finances, etc. So then obviously like in 2019, I kind of died down from like trying to please everybody else, which is I think everybody wanted me to just consistently collaborate with Indonesian artists and stuff. And I went into a more kind of like 2019 is kind of when I explored singing. That's like the Ninjas Always Bouncing. Like I'm super proud of what I released in 2019. The artwork was dope, but it didn't pop like it did in 2018. That's fine. And then 2020 was supposed to be the year of my crew, Shogun Triad. So we're a trio, me, Pianwu, and Kaid. We at present have a single out online called Beast Minds.
Yeah, check out Shogun Triad, everyone, as well. It's sick.
Check us out. Like, we got another single coming out called Shogun Bag. We filmed a music video for that a few weeks ago. So that should be coming out. But yeah, so then I moved to London in February 2020. And then the pandemic came, and then 2020 wasn't a year of, for me, like moving to London. My living costs and everything doubling nearly. Yeah. I had to just focus on I had to just internalize. You know what I mean? So and I had to like get into other things. Had to get my money right, and then, man, anyone who's been following me, like. Everyone go peep the journey on my Instagram because I feel like it's well documented. Like you can literally scroll from like summer 2020 to now. It's like, oh, okay. Like without even going into too much of like being part of like Black Lives Matter protests, performing at those, and then getting like a kitchen porter job, and then getting into good investments, and then learning to leverage my skills in business. And now I'm living okay. I ain't gonna lie.
I thought he sort of brushed over it quickly there, but I think something that sort of I respected in this day and age as well is when you took 3 months. Was it 3 months off all social media?
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah,
67 days. 67 days.
67 days. All
So
right, cool.
not 2 months, but yeah, 67 days where I went on a detox of all toxins. Not going too into it, but yeah, no social media, and what else? Yeah, daily meditation,
Yeah,
and then
vegan, weren't you as well? You went vegan.
and then all plant-based diet.
Yeah, no, I think that's always great as part of the process because you know, as artists, a lot of people sort of just focus on how your music's developing, but at the end of the day, we are people as well, and you know, we got to go on these journeys, whatever they are, to sort of grow as people. So I think even comparing sort of where you were before and after that break, I think you definitely became more focused. I will give you that. Like, that's where your whole everything like business related sort of started to pop off then, wasn't it?
And on top of that, yeah, business aside, I honestly think that my pen, as in my lyrics, yeah, my skills, my artistry, my vision creatively is sharper, and the intrinsic value of my intellectual property has increased.
Yeah.
Like as I've become more aligned with who I am, as my literal bank account, and like I didn't have investments before. Do you know what I mean? Like now I have investments. I bought my first real estate. Like, yo, I bought real estate in Indonesia, right? Let me put you on some game, right? So I bought for years I've wanted to get in property. My uncle's been trying to get me on. He was the plug from my mum's side. And yeah, so I basically bought a piece of real estate in Indonesia on a new development site, right?
Nice.
So this was in early 2021, and for everyone watching this, like I'm 26. I turned 26 in June 2021, so like three months ago. Up until this is the first year I've ever seen 5 figures. Right, so like I feel like in a world where rappers are flashing cash and everybody wants to get rich, like everybody who's like 21, 22 broke. Yo, I was broke at 24. I've been up, I've been down. I never had I never had 5 figures. So I saw my first 5 figures this year. But anyway, I bought real estate in Indonesia in early 2021, and I basically bought like a plot of land that's supposed to be built on, right? So yeah, now. I'm not gonna lie, like I said to them I was gonna build on top soon, but obviously I'm not. But the value of the land increases because as people build around it and build houses, it just becomes more expensive.
Yeah.
It's already increased in value by 50% in like half a year.
Sick.
So that's a crazy investment, right?
Yeah, no, that's sick. It always reminds me like when I used to live in Australia, that's what we did like as a family. But our intentions were originally to move to the plot of land that we've got. Obviously, it's different in the UK because where's the land in the UK that you can buy to build houses on? You know, it's like there's houses everywhere in the UK.
The house is already there.
Yeah.
In Indonesia, there's loads of land.
Yeah, same with Australia. So we bought some land, and you know we did make a little bit of a profit off of that, which helped fund us to come back to the UK.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so that's the weird thing. It's weird. I'm very grateful that every time we've made that move, we've been very fortunate to have actually come across, you know, money in the sense to fund us. So like that sort of land sale was that because you know I forget how they did it now, whether it was like a mortgage or whatever they originally had, and you know we had it for a bit of time and. You know, just because of that. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have been able to come back. I don't think. Like you know, there's a few things that have happened. Because I'm not saying I came from you know the richest, most well-off background. We're the type of family that we don't spend a lot, and we don't earn a lot. As like a family, you know, that's how it's been when we were growing up. But my parents have always tried to teach me financial literacy. They've always told me about saving money. Not so much the investing side of things because I think. Our background was sort of, we need this money. It's too risky to invest anything. But I think that's a good point.
The riskiest thing people can do in this world is not learn about investments.
I think that would be a good time to sort of just quickly mention as well, blockchain sensei as well, because There will be people on
Oh
here who
yeah,
are
cool.
interested, and obviously,
Oh, for sure, for sure.
like just to, I
Go on.
I'll just say, but firsthand before as well. Like I've obviously been watching your progress ninja to see you start a company in December, like last
I
year.
started the company. I started the company in late February, early
Well,
March
well,
2021.
well, I think it was well, December's when you started doing the phone calls, wasn't it? And then it became the company.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, I do want to keep this like creative focus, but
Yeah.
yeah, to stray away from that quickly. Basically, I'm one of them lucky people that got into crypto in summer 2020. I was into it in 2019, but I used to basically buy and sell coins. But then basically in summer 2020, I went broke. Right, so I was 25. So I was. Sorry, that was my speaker.
Yeah.
Shout out to my manager. He's just doing some stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, so 2025, I went broke, and I just had a choice. I had two choices. Do I get any job and stay in London and firm this, or do I go home to Manchester? I choose to get any job. I got the worst job of my life as a kitchen porter. Um, I'm grateful for it, but it's literally the worst job of my life because getting paid £9 an hour, and I was working like stupid hour shifts with like no breaks, literally no breaks, and it was bad. It was bad. But anyway, so I'm lucky enough to have a good network of people. This is why your network is your net worth.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
say it again, your network is your net worth, right? So I'm fortunate throughout my life to always have a circle of financially stable and high net worth people. So I just spoke to my relatively successful friends. Shout out to Nat James, shout out to Joel. Like you're pretty financially successful. I'm broke right now. You know what I mean? I've been chasing the music dream. I've been doing this and that. What do I do? And they basically said like, crypto's the future. Like this is the basic formula. You gotta learn about crypto. You gotta learn about the stock market. You're gonna do overtime at this job, and then invest like as much money as you can into these assets, including but not limited to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tesla stock, Apple stock, and then getting into other coins as well. So basically, my whole life from like July to November 2020 was mainly financial. Like I literally didn't care that much about music. I was just like, I need to change my situation. I need to get this right. Then by November, I went from like broke to having like a I'd say around £7,000 portfolio. Now when I say £7,000, that doesn't mean there was £7,000 sterling in my bank account. It means that the total value of liquid assets that I had, so all the Bitcoin and the Ethereum and the Tesla stock, if I were to sell it, I could have £7,000 sterling. So I was like, cool, like I can quit my job, but at the same time I still need income. So I was doing Uber Eats. So I thought, yeah, if I do Uber Eats like 20, 30 hours a week. And then I got into a bit of trading as well, and I just knew like there's always ways to make money. Like I'm fortunate enough to have a relatively small but cult fan base, so I know that if I release content and put PayPal donation links, like things just start sliding through. You know what I mean? So I just knew that was the deal. In a world full of OnlyFans or whatever, artists don't feel bad about putting your Cash App and PayPal. Like this should really be. Like it should become really, really normal to receive donations. I feel no type of way about it. So anyway, so December, I just thought, you know what? I know a lot about this space. Let me just teach my friends, right? So we started off like the first people I ever put on was Sky God, Blackjack, and KJ.
Yeah, big ups to all
Right.
them.
So yeah, they were the first people, and then they made me realize I've got a talent, an unknown talent that I didn't know, and that was a talent for teaching people. Like literally making somebody understand. This is like I don't have a degree, right? So I'm really anti-formal education because for the most part I think it's slow and inefficient. I really dislike school, right? But I'm a big advocate of knowledge and growth. So like for me, a good teacher is somebody who can make somebody who doesn't understand something understand.
Yeah.
That is a testament of a teacher, right? And I made people who didn't understand what the stock market was and how easy it is to buy crypto. That this is easy because buying an Amazon stock is easier than buying something from Amazon.
Yeah.
You just go on your phone and you just click buy on with the right application, and you can buy £2 worth. And then I make people understand like you don't need £10,000 to invest in crypto. You need £5. You got £5? Let's put it down. Like, let's see how it grows. Like, this is why it's red. This is where intrinsic value comes from. And in January, I thought, all right, cool. Let me just, like, I knew in January that I'd make a business out of it, but I was just like, let me just get my value up, right?
Yeah.
Because like nobody knows, like, educated kind of person. So I'm just going to spend January just doing calls, putting people on, and then the cash flow started running in. Started running because I got bookings. And then my business partner and friend for a very long time, one of the first people to ever believe in my source, Mr. Harding, he's called Michael Harding, but just as I go by Ninjatea,
Yeah.
and my legal name is, his name is Michael Harding, but his title is Mr. Harding. That's what he brands himself as. Now, he's 6 years older than me. Like, he's my big, I can honestly say that's my big bro, right? There's not many people I call big bro, but I look at him as big bro because I look at him as like, you're a wiser version and more knowledgeable version of me, and we're on the same wavelength, right? So I met Mr. Harding when I was 20 and he was 26. He was the first people to interview me about my music. As well, we can't find that interview, but yeah, he really believed in me and he put me in a lot of games. So obviously we disconnected. We started this education company called Blockchain Sensei, and so that's definitely a big income stream for me. Some months it's 30% of my income, some months it's 70% of my income, depending on where my attention is focused, because I got other stuff going on. I've got other business ventures and other hustles, and then some months I'm just more creative and then less focused on the bag. Like this month, like now I'm moved into a new apartment. I was stressing about getting the big deposit because it's really expensive to move places. But now this month I'm focused on like my back on foundation and creativity, getting in studio. But yeah, just as a final plug, every Monday, 8 p.m. to 9:30, we do a free Zoom call called The Game. So you can find the Zoom call link on the blockchain.sensei Instagram. But yeah, just anyone who's interested in that side, DM the Blockchain Sensei Instagram and we can talk to you. But let's dive back into the creativity and the music and the art.
I know, yeah, man. Nah, I think though, like again, just before we do that, I think it's always important because there are people who watch this who aren't always just sort of musical creatives. But I think a key that sort of, if you listen to that and you're like, what the hell was going on? Like I don't understand all of that yet. Basically, it's a good sort of example of something where if you know a little bit more about a topic, and you like, even if it's 10% more, and you can teach that, and you can find a way to sort of make an income off of it, then you can be sorted. Like I remember I had a guy come to me and he said like, I maybe know 20% more about cameras than the average person. Like this is my new camera I got like a couple months ago. But he was like, he told me, he's like, I'd happily have you down to the youth centre to teach kids about cameras. And then it's like, well, if I could teach kids about cameras, then I could sell that thing. So if there's anyone watching this and you're like, I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life, if you have any sort of knowledge on any topic and it's a skill and you can teach people and you can find a way to monetize that, brilliant. That's a route. So
listen, talk to DM Blockchain Sensei Instagram. I myself and my business partner run it. I'll personally respond to you. The reason why I say DM Blockchain Sensei Instagram and not Ninjatea is because Ninjatea Instagram is just too busy. Right, so I know, so like with being humble, it's too busy, right? So I tell everyone, everything musical, DM my manager, right? Because she's really accessible. Like, literally everything gets processed real quick. Like if anybody wants me to listen to their beats, like my manager Amy will listen to it very quickly. Do you know what I mean? And she knows like the beats that I kind of like or whatever. She'll present it to me, and everything to do with crypto and stocks and entrepreneurship. I tell people to DM Blockchain Sensei because I know when it's in that inbox, it's about that. But really, on the whole income thing, like it's literally not an excuse these days to not. This is going to sound really harsh, but like nobody with a stable internet connection and yeah, basically a good internet connection and a reasonable laptop or device. Nobody can say they don't have an opportunity to make money online because Charlie J is the perfect example. You go to Fiverr.com. This is the easiest hustle I want to put everybody on. Yeah, you can literally put yourself out there on Fiverr.com as a YouTube subtitler. There is people who will pay. Like everybody has the skill to title YouTube videos. That is something that there is a big market for. It's not something that I do because I don't feel like it's fulfilling. But the quickest way anyone can earn an extra income stream is by increasing their skill set. Charlie, would you agree or disagree that somebody with zero graphic design skills can go from zero to being able to design something in less than 90 days if they just start? Right, okay. Everybody can go from zero to can edit videos to a reasonable degree in less than 90 days. And I'm being generous. Like, if you go hard, you can do it in 30 days, right? I don't graphic design because it's not in my interest to. But if I knew that, like, it came to that, I would learn to design. I would just get it done. I would go on Fiverr. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know what to do. God forbid if there's another pandemic or whatever. If I lose all my clients tomorrow, right, and all my live income streams, because I do like brand work. For different corporate brands like Samsung and like Views vape brands that I work with, they've been blessing me with work in festivals, right? Like, I know if the whole world shuts down again, God forbid, I know exactly what to do, and I also have a liquid asset portfolio that can pay my rent for damn near 1 year. If I need to, like, I could sell my land in Indonesia and pay my London rent for 6 to 7 months. I'm not going to do that, but it's good to know that the option is there.
Yeah, it's always good. Yeah. So what is next then, music wise, creative wise for Ninjatea?
Absolutely. So I'm really, really, really excited to get back into the Flow Shogun Triad. Like, my trio means the world to me. We got a gig on the 30th of September in Cargo in Shoreditch. And the amazing thing is, we haven't got booked from an event organizer. Pian Wu, who's 1/3 of Shogun Triad, it's his event.
There you go.
So like, he's going to the event organization space. He's throwing like these kind of like these K-pop events because he's Korean, and then this event is less like Korean pop but more just like hip hop. And one of his kind of like divine purposes in this world, coming from him, like, this isn't me just saying what my boy does, is he wants to be the bridge of Korean and UK culture, including but not limited to in the hip hop space. So we're performing there. Obviously we got our second single coming out. The music video has been filmed. I would really, really, really like to end this year with at least 4 Shogun Triad songs. So I'm gonna put that out into the universe. That would be super dope if we can release 4 more. In terms of my solo music, I'm not gonna lie, I'm sitting on some fire. You wanna hear something new?
Oh, good, dude. We're gonna have an exclusive. It's like world premiere.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the manager saying?
Nah, and actually, like, well, I mean, this isn't that exclusive because I IG lived it yesterday. But tell me what you think. Let's turn up the heat in the room. One step.
That's cool.
Hey, I got my lyrics to do one.
It's wheel up.
Hey, one sec. I'll give you the little chorus and verse. Hey. Check. Yo. Let's turn up the heat in the room. Girl, them shade that back. Girl, them wine on tune. Asian boy in a yardie dance. When the peas them fly to the moon, never got keys to the top floor. I see the short in my side. Skyline views, contour, Canary Wharf and Heights. Never got keys to the top floor. I see the short in my side. Ay, Skyline views, contour, Canary Wharf and ay, Canary Wharf and Heights. I see the short in my sides. Ooh, invest my time because I'm wise loaded. I'm getting this energy right. What's going on?
I thought the beat was gonna come back in then. I thought that was like a drop on purpose.
Yo, let me go from the first verse.
No, it's cool. It's cool, man. No, they got a taste. They got a taste. It's good. They got a taste.
That was annoying. How did the beat pause? But yeah, that's what's going on right now.
You need to get.
I'll be honest. Go on.
When that goes live, you need to get people doing the woo live with it. Like,
No.
Get everyone.
you know I had to get a hoo in because I realized that I've always liked Digga D, right? And you know that right? So connecting on the IRL thing. Now I know that song pops, right?
Yeah.
The blue way. I don't flag with the Austin flagging. Am I mixing songs? Oh well, right. Anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's a different song, isn't it? I don't flag with Austin flagging. Take me in when I. Which was the you song?
Why?
Is it Why?
Called what?
That's it. That's actually called Why, right? But I realized when I was working at Wireless last weekend, oh, I need me a sound like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically the punchline in that it goes when the peas then fly to the moon. So I'm gonna put it out straight away. Yeah. I'm trying to make that like obviously everyone's on TikTok these days or whatever. So I want it so like people like when they close profits or they make a bag, I want to start this whole when that peas then fly to the moon, like something like that. I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna work or whatever, but I just want to shoot my shot at that. Do you know what I mean? Just to know that okay, I did that little shot. But really, so with how moving musically, I'm studying like what is popular, what is working in the world, and asking myself, does that align with me? You get it? So I am first and foremost a grime MC. That's what I grew up on, right? I was into grime way before hip hop.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm an original Esky boy, Dizzy Rascal, boy in the corner. I was 8, 9, 10 when I was listening to Wiley and Dizzy. I didn't know Wu-Tang Clan till I was 12. I love Wu-Tang Clan, right? I never even delved into hip hop till I was like 14. I didn't even listen to Eminem till like year 9 or year 10.
Yeah.
So I was really into grime. Do you know what I mean? Like so I gotta stay true to who I am. So, but at the same time, I understand that's not where the world is. So I go like that's right. Like what's popular? What do people? Not just what would people take in sonically? Because most listeners don't take lyrics in first; they take the sonic in first, right? Yeah. So I love the drill sound, but when I'm on drill, I'm so true to me. And then like I always know grime's never gonna die, but Skepta showed me grime's really not dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Skepta is a perfect example. You can't tell me that pure water and lots of ice. She knows that'll be the boss of life. See, you're not to the. That's grime, right? Yeah. That's not me. Released in 2015 goes off to the youth them. They said they know it, right? They know Shutdown and Stormzy, where do you know me from?
Where do you know? Yeah.
Grime anthem, right? Kano, 3 Wheel Ups.
Oh, 3 Wheel, mate. When me and my brother saw that live, like 2020, that went off. Like it went off.
And you can't tell me that that's not me. Yeah. Shutdown, 3 Wheel Ups wouldn't go off in any age bracket.
That's true.
Like if you throw that to the high school. I meant any age bracket that is into the wider hip hop black culture space, right? So like even your kind of what is it called? Gen Z. What's like the youngest teenager? Because I'm a millennial because I'm 95. And then what's after millennial? Is it Gen Z?
I have no idea, to be honest. But these TikTok kids, innit? They feel shut down, don't they?
Right. Whatever, right? Like these songs still go off. Like I understand there's like a new wave of like wave rap and like DB, Lil Baby, whatever. But this space for grime like will always exist. Why? Because grime's culture, grime's energy. You know what I mean? Like you even see grime in millions. Like don't tell me those aren't grime flows sometimes.
I know. Oh, there are artists.
Tell me that's they are. They're not inspired by. They're literally grime flows that he's spitting. Do you know what I mean? But over a different beat. So, so yeah, musically, what I'm doing is that I'm tapping into like what is relevant, what is working, and creating my own formula for what's gonna work for me. But yeah, next single is gonna be a drill song. produced by Blackjack. So I previewed that on my Instagram like a while ago. It's this one. What's it? I think you might.
I maybe recognize this one.
Hope. It's definitely one of my best ever.
I'm surprised. This is actually the first time anyone's played music on the podcast, like their own tunes.
Oh, is it? I was like rapping.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened before.
I know that door's been fast. Cause when the door comes through speedy, you know that the door don't last. I'm gonna get smart and I'm gonna add fast. Picked up a book and I put it on the scale. I know about 28 grams, and I know about Cali and that. I was about when blue cheese was a pack. My boys are rock these packs. So I found God he never got chance. Found God for the beef and it back. Found God I never back no scraps. I buy some cold tea, and I don't buy some cold tea. I'm on the stock market on the block, and I get these use of road cheese. Shogun tried, yeah, that's the bros. Mr. Hardy, yeah, that's my goal. I'll be there on that for a sec, then goes getting no one to one door. I'm a willing all out in the set, y'all see me, I get wet. I'm an online G and I'm not flying that NFC 5 correct. Like, see, like, I'm so glad that I went through what I went through in life to be able to spit the content that I can rap now.
Yeah.
Because I've elevated my mind, Jamie, I've elevated my brain, and I'm always like, I'm a very spiritual person, so I'll say, not that my spirit's always on top form, like I miss out on my prayers, I miss out on meditation and such spiritual practices, but life is spiritual first. This is my opinion. In my opinion, life is spiritual first, it's mental second, and it's physical last. And like the way you physically manifest the greatest art is when you get it right in that pecking order. Like sometimes the most productive thing you can do is not make music. As an art, like sometimes the most productive thing you can do as an artist is not do art. So when you do art, it's like the best art ever. But at the same time, you can't be doing zero art. In all the times when not been my focus, I never did zero.
This is
like I wrote bars for at least half an hour here and there to make sure I capture the energy. You know what I mean? You can't be doing zero. You can turn it down, but you can never be doing zero for extended periods of time.
This is an interesting one because I'm someone who's written, and I've made it clear before, I've written 16 bars every night for over 5 years now, except for maybe 3 or 4 days in total. And I've always tried to keep my pen sharp. And I'm not gonna lie, I have had people hit me up and they say, "Yo, you need to slow down. You know, you need to take some time out, or you know, don't just write because you feel like you have to write. Wait for the moments of inspiration." But then I'm thinking, like, I guess we'll never know whether or not one is better than the other, because I can't put myself in a position where I think, right, I'm only going to write when I'm inspired. Or does me keeping my pen sharp and having all that practice put me in a better position so that I'm prepared for the moments of inspiration? I don't know. I don't have the answers. But, like... no
one has a definitive answer, but it's something that you should keep in mind. You know what I mean? So, like I tweeted about this. I tweeted about this not so long ago. I said something along the lines of, I've missed out on a lot of money because I was focused on my art and locked in studio. At the same time, I've missed out on a lot of creative opportunities because I was chasing the bag or building my wealth. Right? So really it's about finding like your compartmentalized balance.
Balance.
How do you say? Yeah, so but specifically like with the word compartmentalize, is that the right phrase? Compartmentalize your brain. Something along those lines, right? But anyway, it's where like I think the number one skill that people can gain in this world, or there's no number one in it, communication, math, English, whatever, right? Learning a second language. But one of the crucial skills that's going to be extremely valuable as we live in an even more distraction-filled, like hyper fast-paced world is the skill to find your focus, right? So when I'm meditating, I try to empty my mind of all worry. Like I'm not trying to think of great ideas, right? Like really, actually, no, there's two types of meditations I do. Like one is just to empty my mind, and another is for manifestation, depending on the intention, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm on. Now, I try, when I'm in music mode, I try to remember that the most important thing I need to do in this moment is write the sickest music. It doesn't matter who's not been replied to. It doesn't matter what's going on in the stock market. It doesn't matter what investment I could make here or this business deal. I can miss out on everything because the most important thing is capturing my talent, right? Because like that's one good thing that he's a really good artist that just puts lots of good music out. Trying to not say someone who's controversial.
That's hard these days.
I got a name. I got a name. My manager don't like him, so I ain't gonna say it. So anyway, right? So whatever. I can't think of just anyone at the very, very, very top of my head.
What? Who always puts out loads of dope music?
Yeah, like consistently up music.
Like what? Music. Like I know, like Lord Apex puts out a bunch of dope music.
All right, let's just say Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Let's say
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Lil Baby's on outside of music. I'll be honest, right? He might have a whole goddamn real estate firm and hotel like that. I don't know, but I'm just going from what I see, right? So I can be corrected. But as far as I know, like he's the kind of person that's just focused on his art or whatever. Whereas like someone like Nipsey Hussle, like if I could compare myself to one person who I aspire to be like, I don't want to say I want to be just like Nipsey because I want to be just like Ninjatea, right? But if I had to compare myself to one person, it would be Nipsey because Nipsey understood the value of when you need to be in a meeting, a business meeting, when you got to take care of the business and when you got to take care of the art. And let me say this to every single independent artist out there in the world. It's going to be real hard for you to succeed if you don't do one out of two things. Get your business skills up or get a team of business people to complement you. That's the two choices. Right, so I believe that I'm gonna be one of the most respected cultural operators within hip hop. Like notice how I said the word operator, not artist. Right? Do I believe in my art? Yes. Right. I'm humble enough to think that my peers are artistically superior than me, right? So like I always use Kide Contrast. He's a real GOAT, right? Because he is artistically the GOAT. Why is he artistically the GOAT? Like why is he uncompetable with? Because he literally has the sharpest pen when it comes to rhyme schemes. He can out-rap me, and he can produce, whether you like his beats or not, one of the most unique beats in the world. Like literally like a metal inspired guitar riff solo drill beats, right? Inspired by anime sounds. That's why you get the sword clashes and stuff, right? And it's a representation of who he is, just like my art is a representation of who I am. So I don't really know where I was swerving to or where the conversation was, but yeah, back on that punchline, like people need to either acquire business skills, and if you do not want to acquire business skills, then you have to find a person that complements you with those business skills. I've got a good business acumen, but I don't have all the time in the world. So that's why now I've got Amy. Do you know what I mean? And Amy's the first manager I've ever had, and I'm the first artist that she's ever had, and she ain't even in industry. Like she's still a student, right? But there's one thing that I've learned as a businessman that I want to pass on to other people, right? This one skill set, this macro mindset is more important than like what's doing better, Bitcoin or Ethereum, like what's better real estate stocks, like how should I spend my time at web? Literally, like learn the skill. This is another skill, right? Because I was talking about focus. Another skill you can learn is being able to identify value, right? Like value in everything, like value in peace of mind, value in exercise and food. I'm lacking in exercise. I've been to the gym in ages, right? But at least I'm aware. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna like. I've not been to the gym in a long time. Now I know I need to go. And like value in relationships, because half of like literally. No, I'm gonna say half. I see it day to day where people literally have relationships that are liabilities. They're not assets.
Yeah.
The definition of asset is something that increases in value over time. The reason why me and Charlie J are friends, going back to why people are hitting you up, is because people now see more value in you. You've become more valuable. I have become more valuable since 2019 because I've become more skillful and I've been able to contribute more to the world. Like I'm changing people's lives on a daily basis, putting them on investment opportunities, etc. So you got to ask, like, what's the liability? What's the asset? When you eat a chocolate bar in the short term, that's an asset because it makes you feel good. You know what I mean? Like whatever. In the long term, keep eating chocolate bars every single day, several times a day. That becomes a liability.
Yeah.
Where working out almost never becomes a liability. It's always an asset. If you work out every day, it's an asset, right? Unless you're working out 17 hours a day or 7 hours, something insane. For the most part, working out is always an asset. Eating healthy is an asset. And like making music for the most time, like there's almost never been a time where I've spent extensive amounts of time doing music and thinking, oh, you know what, I should have done less music and I should have done more business. And for all the times that I've focused on my business, I've never thought, oh, you know what, instead of like building this generational wealth business that's helping people's lives, how about like I should have not dealt with this client and made a song. Like it's never that. So really finding like where the value is in my time and finding focus. That's a ever changing thing, subjective thing. There's never a fixed answer, but it just ebbs and flows. And I suppose really just comes down to your gut feeling.
Yeah, nice one.
And you get this gut feeling by being the most aligned spiritually, mentally. Like how can you trust your gut feeling if your life's a mess?
There you go.
Like, really and truly, you know what I mean? Like if you're surrounded by like dark energy and drama and everything you consume online is negative and your diet's crap and you don't exercise and you don't have sleep, then your gut feeling is whack.
Yeah.
Right? Like you need to then use logic.
You
need to do like, my gut feeling tells me to lay in all day and eat cheeseburgers, but you should abolish that and just take logic. And then when you follow the logic and you follow some strategy and get some good habits and you step outside of how you feel, then you can start getting in your feelings again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah.
Because that's where the best art comes from. It comes from your feelings.
Yeah, respect that. It's always got to be a vibe. We're probably gonna have to leave it there though. I mean, good talking to you, but I think when it goes over an hour, you can't upload it to IGTV, so I'll be watching that.
Oh no way!
We haven't gone over. We haven't gone quite. We're approaching an hour. We are approaching an hour. That's how quick it goes. All right.
I Ninjatea 06 on all social media. Follow Shogun Triad.
Yeah, there we go. Big up. So thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.